Oh, man. Okay. What's good, Knicks Nation? Salute. Today we had the season opener between the New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics, where the Knicks were hosting at Madison Square Garden. From the jump, this game looked ugly with both teams missing shots. However, the Celtics would be able to make up for their poor shooting and finally get on track while the Knicks continued to make a brick house. But somehow, the Knicks and all of their bricks would only be down by 5 points at half while shooting 34% from the field. And to be honest, the Knicks would have been in this game from the get-go if Brunson and Randle were able to knock down their shots, but they couldn't hit the broadside of a barnyard. Regardless, the Knicks would make this a game in the second half thanks to good, strong performances from none other than R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley. But even with those guys' efficient scoring tonight, it still wasn't enough to stop the onslaught of Jason Tatum and Kristaps Porzingis. Ultimately, the Knicks would lose a close one, 108-104, in the winding seconds of the game, coming down to free throws. But don't worry, we'll discuss all of that here, so let's talk about it. Welcome to KFTV Postgame Live. I'm your host, Alex Chateris, until my guys, JD and CP, join me, so I'm solo dolo for the time being. We're taking calls from Discord tonight. We may take calls from the phone lines as well. We'll see when CP gets here. So stay tuned and stay locked in so that way we can hear your takes tonight. And remember to support our sponsors, Manscaped and BetUS, the official sports book of KFTV for the 2023-2024 NBA season. All right, everyone. It's just me. It's just me right now. Just me right now. Everyone is gathering their energy for this postgame. CP's on the way to his hotel. JD is gathering some fuel after doing his JD Breen for the play-by-play, which was phenomenal. But guys, let's start off this conversation because I'm not concerned about this game. It's only game one, but it's frustrating considering that even for a poor shooting night, this game could have been had by the New York Knicks in the second half, and we just let it slip away because of fouls, missed shots, turnovers, you name it. Missed free throws. The missed free throws is what's killing me because that we should be able to knock down. These are still issues that we're talking about from last season. And based on all three of those things, the Knicks were just struggling all around. And these are correctable things. It wasn't the defense that I thought KP were scoring lights out. The defense really wasn't the issue. It was really the missed shots in the beginning, like stuff that Brunson usually makes. He was missing bunnies around the rim. Julius Randle was missing his shots, had a poor night shooting-wise, and had some timely shots, but then had some frustrating, boneheaded decisions like poor threes that he shouldn't be taking in the second half. I'm like, why are you taking step-back threes when there's guys open on the perimeter? We don't need that at that moment. As our guy CP would say, we don't need that. But it's just stuff like that. This is all correctable things for a game one mishap. And to be honest, guys, I'm not really that concerned, even though we lost, because for such a poor performance by the Knicks, we were still in this one down to the wire. And for me to see that when you don't have your top two stars shooting, that gives me confidence for when things, once they get into a rhythm, get to the middle of the season, things will start to iron itself out. It's game one. It's frustrating, and I get why it's frustrating. It's against the Boston Celtics, and we could have had this one, but it was just tough. Definitely tough. But hey, for all you RJ fans tonight, and that was a guy who I was talking about with JD on the pregame before the play-by-play, he played well. He went 8 for 20 from the field. Two more shots that he drained, we would have had 50% from him, but he was knocking down his free throws. Out of all the guys that you needed to knock down free throws, RJ came through. He went, let's look at RJ's stat line for right now. RJ had 24 points, went 8 for 20 from the field, knocked down 2 of his 5 attempted threes, hit 6 out of 7 free throws, got you 3 boards, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Now, there was a moment where RJ made, I thought, a questionable play, even though I thought it was a foul on him. But still, there was a guy, I don't know if it was Brunson or Grimes, was at the top of the key. I'm like, why are we forcing shots? There were moments throughout the game where RJ was also taking shots that wouldn't necessarily want him to go barreling down the lane against Kristaps Porzingis, who was having a block affair tonight. But still, RJ had a strong performance tonight. Was encouraged by his play tonight, considering that we're so used to him getting off to a slow start. But solid night from RJ Barrett. I thought that he had some good moments throughout the game. I thought for the most part he was solid, making the right decisions. But it all comes down to late game execution at the end of the day. But for what you asked, I'm not going to nitpick what he did tonight because the performance was solid enough. And then our other guy, Emmanuel Quickly, another guy who, even though he didn't get the bag, I'm expecting Quickly to have a good season because contract year for a lot of players, that's when they decide to start showing out. And Quickly, I thought he should have been in the game for a lot longer than he was because he was the only guy that was shooting efficiently from three. He went 5 for 7 from downtown, hit 7 of those 11 shots, only played 28 minutes. I thought he was deserving of 30 because, like I said, we needed the 3-point shooting from him. But you got your 6 boards, 4 assists, got you 24 points tonight. That's the stuff you want to get. That's the stuff that you want from a guy off your bench who was just second place last season in 6th man of the year voting. Emmanuel Quickly coming through in major ways tonight, defensively, offensively. This is why, when I was getting comments like, why is it doom and gloom? I'm not necessarily doom and gloom, but you just start to see the importance of a guy like Emmanuel Quickly coming off the bench in a night like tonight's performance. And I just wouldn't want the Knicks to risk that in free agency because getting performances like this when, like I said, we were in this game. It came down to just making a little bit more shots. And Quickly was right there with RJ helping us stay in this game. It was tough. Absolutely tough. Those were your two big guys. I mean, we can go to the other guys that we had out there on the performance as well. I liked what Isaiah Hartenstein was doing, efficient in his 25 minutes. Went 3 for 4 from the field. I like the hustle tonight. He's looking spry, guys. I want to know what you guys think about Isaiah Hartenstein. Is he looking better than last season? Because he's looking spry out there, guarding on the perimeter. I thought he did a solid job guarding against Kristaps Porzingis tonight, and Al Horford, just battling all the bigs. And you saw he was taking no nonsense. I really enjoyed how he was just. You see him defend Jaylen Brown going to the rack, and then Jaylen Brown getting a little chippy, grabbing his jersey, and Ihart standing up for himself. That's the stuff that earns street cred in New York, on the New York City streets. You know what I'm talking about? Because a guy like that should not backing down from anybody, especially from anyone from Boston. Get that nonsense out of here. That's what I'm talking about. Isaiah Hartenstein earning street cred with that play. But I like what he's showing. Let me know what you guys think in the chat if you think Isaiah Hartenstein is looking solid tonight. Or if he looks out tonight, if he's looking spry, that's what I want to know from you guys. That's what I want to know from you guys. This was a tough one. I'm sorry. It's just a tough one to even go through because we just had it. It was just so close. This game was so close. So frustrating. Another frustrating moment of this game was looking at Mitchell Robinson. Because Mitchell Robinson, as you know, that was who I chose as the key matchup in my game of the week preview. That is who JD chose in his preview before play-by-play. It was his matchup against Kristaps Porzingis, and Mitch played 22 minutes, but in those 22 minutes, it was lackluster from the jump because you saw KP was just stretching the floor, able to knock down his shots and just taking Mitch off the dribble. And it really made Mitch uncomfortable. And I can also say it didn't help that Mitch didn't get into any rhythm because when you have the Celtics, when you have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown just knocking down their shots and KP, and you're scrambling on defense, it's going to be a little bit more challenging for Mitch to recover. But then offensively, he could even get to a rhythm when you want him to get putbacks off of getting boards because the Knicks, for what they want to do, is just attack the paint, right? And so when they're attacking the paint, you know what you're going to do. You're just going to pack the paint on the New York Knicks. And so when Mitch is trying to get an offensive rebound and take it back up, you have 3 bodies around him, as we saw tonight, not giving him any clearance. Wait, look at this highlight right here. You just see 3-4 bodies on Mitchell Robinson. And what is he supposed to do? It's difficult. Absolutely difficult. But regardless, it was not a good showing for Mitch tonight. I was expecting more out of him. I was very disappointed. But this is why when you're in the Knicks, you have 2 centers in Isaiah Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson. So that way you can you can alternate who's having a good night, and you roll with them for the majority of the minutes. Tonight it was Isaiah Hartenstein, not Mitchell Robinson. But hopefully he bounces back. I know Mitch will bounce back. This is kind of what we've seen through over the years, where Mitch will have a poor game and then bounce back with another strong game. So I'm not too worried about Mitch, but for a key matchup against Kristaps Porzingis, because come on, guys, we don't need to see Kristaps Porzingis coming into our house and having this type of outing. And as they're talking about the broadcast, Breen, Doris Burke, and Doc Rivers, this is the best debut for the Boston Celtics. Really? Really? We needed Kristaps Porzingis to have the best debut for the Boston Celtics? Nasty business. Nasty business out here. I don't like that at all. None of that. None of that. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. But hey, that's how it rolls. That's how it rolls. Salute to everyone in the chat right now. Salute to Knicks Nation for tuning in. We have CP and JD on the way. Do not worry. They are going to be here any moment. It is just me solo dolo right now as we're breaking down this game until these guys get back. I can't wait till these guys get here so I can know their opinions. I want to know how CP thought about the game, being there in person, how the watch party went. Need to get JD's thoughts as well, since this is his first day fully back with us. So I need to get his thoughts too. Man, how about Dante DiVincenzo, guys? I'm looking at Dante DiVincenzo for his 15 minutes. A little underwhelmed, not gonna lie, from Dante DiVincenzo. I know he's trying to get familiar on this new team with his teammates, with the way that this team has ran through Tom Thibodeau, defensively, offensively. But I was a little underwhelmed. He had just 3 rebounds, 2 assists, no steals tonight, and didn't make any of his shots. But in the 15 minutes, you just saw that he was looking a little uncomfortable. And this is something that was one of my concerns when we got him. Would he fit into the system? It's still early. I'm not saying he's not going to. I'm not saying he's not going to figure it out. But this is something that I'm watching out for as the season goes on, is how well does he fit on this team? And I'm looking at the guards minutes too, because these are minutes that I think that you could have given more to Quentin Grimes, even Josh Hart, where you have a cluster of guards that just need minutes. This is interesting. It's just interesting. And even when you have Hart playing the power forward position, this is when you start looking at that height difference, and you have guys like Al Horford. And like when you have Al Horford or Kristaps Porzingis out there, it's a lot of height to match up for. And go wonder if we're going to get a backup 4. But sticking with Dante DiVincenzo, a little underwhelming for his debut as a Knick. I think he'll get his bearings under him. Just looking a little confused on this team, but he did have a solid pass to, I believe it was it? Who was it? I think it was to Quentin Grimes or Emmanuel Quickly that knocked down the 3. What do I have here in my notes? It was, salute to everyone in the chat. Where is it? Josh Hart. Take that back. It was to a Josh Hart 3 to take the lead for this game. That's what I'm talking about. That was a solid pass from Dante, as we saw out in Golden State. But still, I need to see a little bit more offense from him if we're going to have him to get so many minutes on this team. Who else should we go over? Quentin Grimes. I thought Quentin Grimes needed a little bit more minutes too. Man was 4 for 7 from the field, shooting efficiently. I thought he could use a little bit more minutes. When he fouled Kristaps Porzingis, I was a little confused why you take him out and put RJ back in. I know RJ was having a good game, but we needed more 3-point shooting to stay in this one. We needed more 3-point shooting, because as the game wore on, you saw Kristaps just knock down that deep 3. And with only Quentin Grimes and Emmanuel Quickly shooting well from 3, I don't know why you don't leave your top 3-point shooters out there to continue to space the floor and make it even easier for guys like Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson to attack. These are things that will be challenging for Tom Thibodeau as the season wears on. I thought Quentin Grimes deserved a little bit more minutes, but guys, it really comes down to free throws at the end of the day. I could keep going over like each and every single player and how they performed tonight, but it really just comes down to making free throws, reducing the turnovers, like just silly turnovers, lack of awareness. Like even Brunson getting pickpocketed by Derek White was just aggravating, because Brunson's better than that. That That's the frustrating stuff. That's the frustrating stuff where you have guys who are just guys who typically play at a high level that they do. And I'm looking at Brunson and Randall, and they just don't show up tonight. That's the more frustrating part. So it's a tough one, guys. I'm really aggravated that we lost to the Celtics tonight. I'm really aggravated because our top two guys did not play well. We were still in this game. And if they just hit a few more shots, we're talking about a win and we're on the happy side of things and not just saying what could have been and just giving the Celtics just this. I didn't like seeing Tatum and all these guys high-fiving at the end, thinking that they just did something monumental. They didn't do anything monumental. You barely scratched out a win against the Knicks, who for the most part as a team shot poorly. Okay. But looking at the Celtics side of things, they didn't shoot well from three as a team. You only had a few guys, KP being one of them, who shot really well, and Al Horford being very efficient on low volume. For the most part, these guys weren't shooting great. I mean, Tatum shot technically his close around to his average 37.5%, 3 of 8, but this team wasn't the three-point barrage that we saw in the preseason. But it's very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Salute to the chat. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in for KFTV Postgame Live. I'm Alex Terrace, a.k.a. the Stratocaster. Like I said, we have CP and JD on the way. They're going to be here to give you their takes, and CP is going to give you the breakdown of the vibes on how Madison Square Garden was tonight. Man, make sure to download the Discord. Make sure to call in tonight. I want to hear all your takes. It's the season opener, guys. Season opener. I need to hear what everyone's thinking, how you all feel. Everyone in the chat, let me know how you feel, man. How do you feel tonight? Are you guys worried? TM, throw a poll in the chat. Are you worried about the season after losing game one? Yes or no? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. I need to know. I need to know right now. Joe saying continuity of bricks. It was a continuity of bricks. Shout out to Julian Alexander. Shout out to Millie Mills Harris. Shout out to all the franchise channel members for tuning in as well. Shout out to JJ. Shout out to Bomani UFG. Shout out to Junior Karoma. All right, I'm seeing some people saying no. We have Base Reeves saying no. I've seen not worried at all. Ooh, I've seen people saying Celtics got lucky tonight. I feel the same way. I feel like the Celtics got lucky tonight. These guys got lucky. I feel like this team always gets lucky. Maybe it's because of that clover they got on their jerseys, man. I don't know what it is. I'm just not liking it. I'm not happy. Not worried about the season, but I'm just not happy tonight. Cam from the kickback. I'm not worried, Cam. I'm just aggravated we didn't get the win tonight. I'm a fan. I want to see this team win. I'm not worried. I'm not freaking out. I just want to win, man. I'm a Knicks fan. I want them to win all 82. I know it's not realistic that they win all 82, but I still want them to win like they're going to win all 82. That's just how I am. It's how I'm wired. All right? That's how I am wired. That's what being a fan is all about, isn't it? Let's see. We got a poll right now. We got 41 votes so far, 46 votes. 87% of you are saying no. 53, 54. The tally keeps going up. Let's keep it going. Wiggy, Zingis, man, annoying. I agree, bro. I agree. It is very annoying. It's very annoying to see a guy that we drafted come back home and then have the Celtics' best debut tonight. Very aggravating. Not thrilled by it. Not thrilled by it whatsoever. Shout out to Chuck D in the chat. Throw a hashtag PE in the chat. Absolutely, Chuck. Absolutely cannot give games away, especially in these first 10 games that are difficult for the Knicks, okay? We got the Atlanta Hawks on Friday. We got the Pelicans on Saturday. Those are your next two games. Now, the Hawks, I saw a stat from my guy, Brad Rowland, who covers the Atlanta Hawks. He said he had Trae Young and DeJounte Murray shooting bricks from three, which I like to see. That gives me confidence when we face them on Friday. But, hey, they're still going to be a tough team to face. And then the Pelicans, see how the Pelicans are doing. How are the Pelicans doing right now? Are they playing tonight? Does anyone know if the Pelicans are playing tonight? I'm trying to look at NBA and it's all being all confusing for me. Hey, Atlanta lost. So that's nice. Those birds in the South lost. There we go. There's the Pelicans. Pelicans defeated Memphis 111-104, and they're going to be a tough team, especially with Zion back, who's looking in good shape. What did Zion do? Zion dropped 23. CJ dropped 24. Brandon Ingram dropped a 19. That's going to be a good test on Saturday. That's going to be a good test for the New York Knicks to see where they stack against the Pelicans with Zion Williamson, who's healthy and back. That will be a good matchup. But yeah, let's talk about these first 10 games because, as Chuck said in the chat, we can't be giving games away. This team is not one that can just, stay on cruise control and then get to the playoffs and flip a switch. They have to be ready every single night to battle. That's just how this team is right now. This is not a team like the Bucks or even the Celtics, even though I hate saying it that we lost to them. It's not a team that could just cruise and be like, it's okay. Look at tonight. You had KP and Tatum going off, and Jaylen Brown was able to chill. Same thing with Drew Holiday. Those guys were able to chill. And what it looks like is either one of those four guys, two of those four guys can just interchangeably on a nightly basis go off, and just the Celtics will be fine. Knicks don't have that. We need Brunson and Randall not to shoot like this tonight and to help us stay in games. But getting back to the first 10 games that we got. So we played one tonight. We lost to the Boston. Could have had that one. Not stressed out about it. Just upset. Just annoyed. But we got the Atlanta Hawks next. The Pelicans. Cavs back-to-back. So we got 4 games right there. We got the Bucks, who we faced for the play-in tournament on Friday. You got the Clippers, the Spurs, the Hornets, the Celtics, and the Hawks again. So those are your first 10 games. Not necessarily easy teams that you're going against. So the Knicks got to come correct on a nightly basis to win, especially when you got to play a team like the Cavs who, we gentlemen swept them. They're looking for revenge those 2 games on those back-to-backs. They're trying to at least split them, if not take both of them. So Knicks cannot chill. They got to be ready. Can't be giving games like this away. They have to shoot better than what they did tonight. This is just insanity. CK2K in the chat. What up, bro? Yeah, man. No one needs to be on the ledge tonight. It's game 1. We got 81 games left to go. No one needs to be on the ledge. You could be upset. You could be aggravated that we lost to Boston, but no one should be getting ready to jump off the ledge. All right. Look, CP and I talked about these first 10 games. We both said 7-3 for the Knicks. I'm still holding out that the Knicks are going to go 7-3 in these first 10 games. They didn't get the win against Boston. Like I said, upset, but not worried. Upset, but not worried. All right. Yeah, Junior Chrome, it's a tough loss, man. JJ, I'm with you. Just frustrated. Let's see. What we got in the poll? Let's see what the poll's doing right now. We got 216 votes right now. Just 4 minutes ago. We got 77% of you are saying, no, you're not worried about the season. We got 23% of you saying you're worried. Why are you worried? I want, for the people who said they are worried about the season, why are you worried? Why are you worried about the season after one game? I need to know. Shout out to John Shin in the chat. Franchise channel member says, Knicks win a chip, Alex shaves the beard. If I have to shave the beard for a Knicks win the chip, I'll consider it. I don't really like shaving the beard, man. I did it because I had a child on the way. Just needed to get a fresh start for when he came through. But other than that, I'm not trying to shave the beard that frequently. Look, I'm trying to keep it. Just gotta keep it tame. That's all you got to do, man. See David Duncan saying we're too small. Is that a concern? Is that why we're concerned about this season, that we're too small? Millie Mill saying only worry is who plays the backup 4. Is that really the biggest thing? Who plays the backup 4 and if we're too small? Are we all with CK on that? Is that it? Because that was what CK said on the last preseason post game when we played the Wizards. Just worried about the height differential against most of them. So I understand that. But this team's still competitive, still going to compete. All right. I see the captain getting ready behind the scenes. He's here. Getting his mic correct.
Yeah.
Getting ready here. Oh, there's the voice. There he is. Daniel, let's get the 2 screen ready. Let's get
And
the
ready.
captain of KFTV on screen, ready to go. CP, how you doing, man? How you feeling?
I'm all right, man. Look, it was an electric atmosphere at MSG. Crowd was into it. Crowd was hyped. Just wasn't our night, man. Look, it's first game of the season. Nothing to get too high, too low about. If you want to start with the bad, it's free throws, free throws, free throws, free throws. It's carried over from last year, and tonight it was abysmal. But look, it's the first game of the season. You hope that guys will shake off the preseason rust and get back on track. But you shoot 50% from the line, you deserve to lose the game. But nevertheless, they were in it. They were still in it. They were still in it to win it. And look, they were in a game. They were leading in a game in which their top two stars didn't have their A game. Neither Julius or Jalen were relatively sharp tonight. So, again, you chalk it up first game of the season. It just sucks that KP got revenge on us, man. 30 plus points by Porzingis. And we talked about this in our game of the week preview, man. And this game started off the way I figured it would. And that pick and roll with Porzingis off of any one of Boston's guards or their big two is dangerous. It is dangerous. You have to pick your poison. And he killed us. He killed us. And then defensively, very scared. We were scared to go inside on Porzingis. We were scared to take it to the basket on him. And so that was a little bit disappointing. But I like how the adjustments were made, the second unit with RJ and Quick, and then you added Mitch in that third quarter and into the fourth. They went on a nice run. And so, that was good to see. You had Mitch instead of Hartenstein with that group. And I thought defensively they were really able to get after it. I loved how RJ and Quick played, 48 points between them. I felt like Quick, I really wanted the story to be about Quick. I wanted to see the Knicks win the game, and I wanted Quick. I wanted that storyline for Quick, man, because every time he got the ball, I was just shouting, get money, get money. Like, that's my new nickname for Quick this year, man.
I like
It's
it.
going to be get money, and he was great tonight. I thought Quick was great tonight. I thought RJ was great tonight. But, our big two just didn't have it. They weren't there. The biggest disappointment for me was especially, and again, Daniel, check my internet connection, man. Make sure I'm flow because isn't where I want it to be. But with Julius, Al, when we talked to Keith Smith on the show about the key matchups, and we talked about the fact that, Julius was going to have some advantageous matchups, man. He was going to have Jason Tatum guarding him. And he did. Also had Drew Holiday guarding him, and he couldn't take advantage of either one. He could not take advantage of either matchup, man. And that was extremely disappointing, man. That was extremely disappointing. So I wanted to see Julius Beeman take those guys to the hole. He settled at least. So, that was pretty much my thoughts in the game. I know my connection is pretty spotty right now. I'm dealing with the hotel Wi-Fi, which is pretty trash at the moment. So getting ready to call the front desk and give him a little word. But that was my thoughts, man. What'd you think about the game?
Everything that you said, CP, that's my sentiment as well. When I first started off the show, it comes down to the free throw shooting. It comes down to the turnovers as well. I know it wasn't a massive difference in the turnovers, but Celtics had 13 turnovers, Knicks had 11, but still, it was the timing of the turnovers. And especially when you have a poor shooting night, you have to be that careful with the rock. Like, you just have to be much more careful with the rock. You can't give your opponent that many more opportunities to score on you. So between the free throw shooting, the turnovers, and like you said, Julius and Brunson just having poor shooting performances, it was just frustrating. And for Brunson, it was just uncharacteristic not seeing him finish shots around the rim. I'm not concerned that he won't figure that out and get back into it. It's more so for Julius I'm a little concerned of, because he had opportunities. He said he was matched up with Tatum. He was also matched up with Drew Holiday. And he was also matched up with Derek White at parts of the game too, which was, when you have those three matchups, I'm like, especially Drew and Derek White, you got to be able to eat on. You got to be able to feast, man. You're 6'9", 240, 250. That's
Man.
just where you got to go make your money on those, man. That's just tough. Oh, that's just tough to watch. Power forward
Yeah.
can't take down two of the guards. That's just tough, man. That's tough to watch.
He settled. He settled. I didn't like that, man. Julius settled. He wasn't aggressive, and we've seen it before. It's just unfortunate, And again, they came alive in the second half, which I expected. I didn't expect the one thing I was encouraged about was that they went into the half. They were down single digits, and Jalen and Julius had terrible halves.
Yeah.
And so I said, look, it's gonna be a tale of two halves. Boston's not gonna be hitting like they were, and that changed, and the Knicks were gonna start turning it up. The good thing was that RJ and IQ had consistent games, despite Jalen and Julius not really being there. You had a moment where you had the random three-pointer in the fourth quarter, and then the Grimes three, which could have been a 4-point play, but he misses a free throw. And then Julius goes 1 for 2. You had the situation with Porzingis. Porzingis picks up the technical foul after catching Isaiah Hartenstein with a bow. And after that, he's trying, he went into acting school after that, because every single play after he picked up that tech, he was trying to sell the ref so hard on a makeup call. It was disgusting. I've never seen such desperation in my life. And ultimately, he got his, free throws. And he got his three. He had a big three down that stretch. And that was that, man. I was ready to call the Julius three and the Grimes three, the turning point of the game, as I like to do. Well, Porzingis clapped back. Give credit where credit is due. Porzingis killed us all night.
No.
Killed us all night. I know you don't. I know you don't want to do it. Porzingis killed us on both ends of the floor. And then to add insult to injury, Al, this was the insult to injury. After I saw that the Knicks shot 50% from the free throw line, I went down there to test the theory. I went down there to test the rims myself. Because I said, there's something going on here. Maybe aerodynamically, maybe there's a screw loose somewhere on the the little axle back there by the net. I had to test it.
Okay.
I had to test it.
And what was the results? What were your findings on this test?
Look, they gave me the rock. I thought my form was good. I had a good approach. I did have a couple of cocktails. I'm not going to lie. I did have a couple of pops.
Oh, man, here we go.
Down in Delta,
the excuses are coming out.
Look, I was down in Delta mixing it up. They shout out to New York Nico. They put the commercial up the Jumbotron. It was a big night for KFTV. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go. I like that. I like hearing that.
It's season opener. I'm shaking hands like the mayor. So I had a couple of pops. I went down, took the free throw, went off the backboard. It was a little too strong. But it worked. I flipped the hat backwards. I gave my guy Randy Cruz my bag. I don't remember if I took my watch off or not. I was trying to get as prepared as I could. But I'm telling you, it's like you know how
you keep adding every single thing on there. You got to start. Next thing I know, you'll be like, "Look, man, I turned my hat backwards. I took off the backpack. Look, now I got to take off the watch. What's the next thing? Got to take off your shoes. Got to take off your jacket. What's the next thing you got to take off, man?
You got to get as prepared as you can. But listen to this. Logic Sir says CP hit the backboard hard as hell. What are you laughing at back there? We got the peanut gallery back here talking about, yeah, you did. So much for support. But anyway, listen, man, it just wasn't my night. What do you want me to say? It just wasn't my night.
You gotta come on, man. You need to be making some free throws. What are you, 1 for 6 now? You're 1 for 6 at the line. Nasty.
I am 1 for 6 at the line. Yes, I admit. Right now I'm in line with the Knicks, so I'm all right. I feel good. I feel great because the professionals are out there shooting 50%. I'm coming in street clothes, a couple of whiskey and gingers down. Yeah. I was on target. I was just as on target as they were. They're getting paid millions. I was scrounging up a couple super chats. Shout out to my guy Triple M. I had to I had to extort him a little bit for a little,
We're gonna need to. Oh, okay. We're gonna need you. We're gonna need to do your Eddie moment then. Just start just heckling from the stands, get out there, become the coach, and then next thing you know, you become a player. You should just do that instead of becoming the coach. You become the player.
So salute to Trini from Harlem. Trini said CP needed to wear them Skechers.
Is that the next sneaker for you, man? You got the Pumas. Are you getting Skechers next?
I do got the Pumas. Maybe Skechers needs to holler at me for a little deal.
You are old. You are old, and you do talk about how you're aching. So you do need to get some good support for your feet.
Throw some supports in there. Throw the orthotics.
You can skip me too, sorry.
I brought some SB dunks out of the vault, if you will.
Oh, good God.
I went back to those as my everyday, and they're good, but they just don't have the support that I need. I'm getting older, so I need a little bit.
You threw those back out. You're like, I'm still young. Yeah. Why you throw these SB dunks in?
Absolutely.
And you're feeling pavement.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Della Music 50, $10 super chat says, hey, CP, is this overreaction hour? I'm a hater, but we did good, better decisions. I expect us to lose by more. Result of being abusive Nick relationship. Yeah, sure. Look, whether it's preseason, first game of season, we're always going to overreact to it. But I don't think this was the game where you can get too high, too low, especially when your two stars didn't have their A game. Knicks overall didn't play well. I don't think they play well. You look at the free throws. You look at the turnovers, the amount of points they gave up off of turnovers. And what I thought was very interesting was that on when I went on SNY, I previewed a game and I was talking to Dexter about my keys. I said, Boston they're going to chuck up so many threes that for the Knicks, you hope that you get a couple long rebounds, get out and run in transition, and then you can catch them offset, off balance. You can catch some mismatches and do your thing, because for the Knicks, I like to see them running. I like to see them pick up the pace. In the first half, they didn't do that at all. And that's also why I thought that they got into some trouble. However, if you look at the fast break differential, Boston beat them 18-7. 18-7, Boston beat them. And you saw that in the game where a lot of the Knicks threes that were bricking were long rebounds for Boston, and they were out there cherry picking for easy buckets on the other side. That's what I was hoping the Knicks were able to capitalize on, but we couldn't do it.
Yeah, and look, you said, I know the super chat asked us if we can overreact. In all honesty, man, I'm upset that we lost, but I'm not that upset because as we keep going back to, our two stars didn't play well. And the fact that our two stars didn't play well, and it still was a 4-point difference between a team that is supposed to be a tier above us competing for a championship this year in game one, I'm not too upset, man, because to me, I feel like Randall and Brunson, they're going to iron their games out where it's going to look like last season for both of them. So I'm not too worried about it. It's just more so frustrating because they had it, man. They had that lead. They had that lead with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They were right there, close to the finish line, man. They just had to cross it, and they didn't. They stumbled and bubbled their way to the finish line and just gave the Celtics the opportunity to come through and win. So I'm not really upset, just more frustrated for tonight, man, because it was just right there than anything else.
Absolutely. Ooh, who said that? Who said I like that comment? TM, CP shooting coach is Keith Smart.
Ooh.
I like that comment, man. That's hilarious. CP shooting coach is Keith Smart. I like that. Man. So to everybody in the chat, man, hit that like button, hit that share button, subscribe to the channel, KFTV live and direct, CP and Alex on the ones and twos. So to the OG, the rhyme animal Chuck D out. Surprised me at the Dean tonight. Pulled up on me at the Dean. Salute to the rhyme animal Chuck D. $20 super chat. He says, the Dean was great. The watch party was great. Shout out to everybody that pulled up, man. It's a great venue, great atmosphere. We will be there on Friday when the Knicks take on the Hawks for Friday night Knicks. Do it just to get there. So we'll be there. But shout out to the rhyme animal Chuck D, man. He says KP was planted wherever he wanted, allowing Tatum to open up. We had him. Free throws. RJ is the answer to Julius's backup 4. I think IQ was brilliant. We were close. Joe Mazzulla has more pressure, not blowing us out. Absolutely, we were right there. We had the lead. Had the lead, bro.
What'd you think of the officiating tonight?
It sucked. I hated it. I'm never a guy that blames referees for games, whether it's football, basketball, baseball. I feel like officiating is part of the game. I thought they sucked tonight. I thought they sucked tonight. They were terrible.
There's some whack calls, man. The kick ball off of Jaylen Brown's foot that wasn't called. It's just stuff like that, man. It just adds to the game, and it's just like you said, you can't blame him for losing because at the end of the day, Randall Brunson, you need to make your shots.
I thought the foul that they called on IQ that Tibbs challenged.
That was horrendous.
Ridiculous.
That call was he went straight up. You couldn't ask for a textbook. You couldn't ask for a textbook play. And then it's like, what are we doing here, man? What are we doing?
You couldn't ask for textbook verticality there on the play with IQ, and he gets called. That was case in point. Prime time.
Even Doc Rivers on the broadcast was like, I would not have called that a foul. He said, I would have overturned that.
He went straight up. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. Then they went soft with the Brunson thing, with the sportsmanlike, and I didn't like the officiating, man. I didn't like it at all. I did not like it at all. So, but again, you can't put it in their hands. You have to take care of business. If the Knicks hit 5 more free throws in this game, and Brunson and Randall hit 1 or 2 more shots, they win this game.
Bro, the missed technical free throw. The missed technical free throw by Brunson. You got to be making that, man.
You missed the tech. Brunson misses the tech. Grimes misses the 4 on the 3-point on the 3-pointer, the 4-point play. He misses that opportunity. All over the place, man. 50% from the free throw line. You're gonna have a hard time winning games. Period. You're gonna have a hard time winning games, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. No, I hear you. 1,000%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another question I got for you. Dante DiVincenzo. What did you think of his performance tonight? Because that's the big key off signing.
Yeah.
It's been people say sign or Obi. We're happy you're gone. Some people are like, oh, we need Obi Toppin because we don't have a traditional backup 4 now. You got Dante DiVincenzo in here. To me, he looked confused on the court. I was underwhelmed by his performance tonight, but I get that he's still trying to figure out how he fits on this team, everything. But for 15 minutes to come up with 0 points, it's a little rough, man. He had some playmaking when he found Josh Hart for that 3. But other than that, man, and a few other plays, I'm like, you got to figure out to make an impact more, man. I don't know. Yeah. What did you think about his performance?
Yeah, he was a non-factor tonight. He was a non-factor, but what you saw was that this is still Quickly's bench. This is still Quickly's bench. Sure. And when it comes to closing time, RJ and Quickly are going to dictate their playing time, right? Like, they're going to get the priorities to close if they're trending in the right direction. You saw it. Grimes had to take a seat. It was Quickly time. It was RJ time. You had 48 points between those two guys. I thought they had great games tonight. Great games. And they got the close. But look, for Dante, what we need defense. We need rebounds. We need threes. He had 3 rebounds in 15 minutes. 0 for 3 from downtown. +5 on the night. It was lackluster. But listen, this is Quickly show off the bench, man. That's just what it is. It's going to take Dante a little bit of time, and we'll see how it goes down, man. We'll see how it goes down. But yeah, it wasn't a good debut for him whatsoever.
Yeah, I was just a little underwhelmed, man.
Yeah,
and I guess the other one for me is Quentin Grimes. Do you think he deserved more minutes or not?
No.
Oh, we got JD here. JD, you can answer this question too.
Shout out to JD. For Grimes, no. I mean, look, I like Grimes. Look, he had the opportunity. He hit a big 3 down the stretch that gave us a lead. He should have hit his free throw, but I had a hard time keeping RJ or Quickly out of the game. I thought they earned the right to close the game tonight, and that's where Tibbs went. And look, these as I said, after every loss, we're going to be talking about that.
Because my thing is,
who didn't play and so on and so forth.
Because my thing is that you got 15 minutes going to Dante DiVincenzo. Could those 15 minutes with the bench unit go to Quentin Grimes if we didn't sign him? And, even though he didn't his free throw, he was still an efficient shooting. Now, like I said, I'm not throwing Dante under the bus. I'm just questioning because when you bring in more guards and you clutter the rotation, sometimes it doesn't give other guys to get into more of a rhythm, and you don't. It's hard to say, hey, I know we signed this guy, but we're going to play him only 5 minutes tonight because guess what? Quentin Grimes, who's been here for longer, is going to take the 10 minutes that he should be getting. That's my question. That's all I'm saying.
No, that's fair. That's certainly fair, man. Let's get to the phones. I want to get to on the Discord. I see my guy Trill the Truth in the building. Trill, if you're there, go ahead and unmute your mic. Trill the Truth. Trying to get Trill the Truth. Trill's going once. All right, VA Nick on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic. VA Nick. There we go.
Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. You live. Let's go.
Hey, let's go. Hey, shout out to JD. Nice job on the
Yes,
ones
sir.
and twos. Hey, so look, man, real talk. I'm not overly concerned, man. I thought RJ showed up well. He needed to come out the gates fast. I thought, Julius, man, he missed Grimes a couple times that would have changed the game because he was, filling his bag. And then, part of the reason, I think Julius struggled, he ain't go in the spin cycle. He didn't pull out the spin move.
Nothing, man. Like, what are you like? What's going on here, man? 1 for 5. 5 free throw attempts. Julius Randle should have led the Knicks with like 11.
Easy. Like, I mean, you got little juju on you, man. And then I don't know what.
And listen. I don't know what he was doing. Give credit. Listen, Drew Holiday, he's as tough as they come as defenders, right? Physical. He's stocky. He can hold his ground. This is Julius Randle here. I need you to understand the magnitude.
Come on, man. Like 6'9", 250.
Yeah, you got that matchup, man.
Yeah, exactly. You got to eat that up, man. Like, it will at least suck the double team. Like, he did a decent job, picking his spots, kicking it and spraying it. But man, you had Grimes open a couple times at the top of the key, man, and he could have just one extra pass in the corner, wide open. But overall, I mean, it is what it is. I thought our judgment was kind of bad. We kept challenging KP. At some point, you got to realize, dude is cleaning up everything in there. Overall, I think
they got a little bit scared with KP in there, man. RJ reverted in some possessions. I thought RJ had a good game, but in some possessions, he's fading away on his drives on KP. Go right at him. Try to dunk on him or something. Draw contact. They were treating KP like he was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Slow down a little bit.
Well, but you got to realize, KP was amped. He's not going to say much, but coming back to the guard, when's the last time he played like that?
Yeah.
The reality of it is he was back at home. I'm still encouraged. Our second unit played well. DiVincenzo, I mean, he looked a little lost out there, man. I think he was a little tentative to pull the trigger. Yeah. So I think, it's game 1, man. Come talk to us, 20 games from now. I think it's going to be a different story.
Hey, you're going to get a chance to see them again in Boston in how many days, right? In these 10 games, they see Boston.
It's like
twice,
5 days, 5 days, something like that. Yeah.
They can't rest on this. They got to go down to the A-Smack Fire out of Trey and them and then get back on track. Then they got to go see
Zion. That's easy.
Then they got to go see Zion. So, hey.
Yo, Zion put Jaren on a poster. I don't know if you've seen it yet. I know you were out there shooting free throws.
Wow.
Oh, hey.
Zion made a statement today?
He
made a statement today?
Yeah, tonight. Yeah, and he actually got up, man. He didn't get hurt. So, he put Jaren Jackson on the poster. It was nasty.
Wow. Okay. I appreciate the call, man. Good to hear from you, bro.
Salute, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Later.
VA Nick on the check-in. Shout out my guy CK2K. He was in the building with us. Shout out to CK2K, man. Shout out to the Knicks chick. Shout out to everybody that came through, man. Look, we lost, but the vibes were still immaculate. We had a great time. Shout out to everybody that came through to MSG and was vibing out with us. We got the great JD Sports Talk in the building, or as the people acknowledge him as, JD Breen in the building. JD, how you feeling? Is JD on? Is JD connected through the Discord or the Zoom? He looks like Al. What's that?
I think he's connected to this. I don't know.
Does JD even know what's going on? He might be burnt out, man. He had a long play-by-play. He might be burnt out.
Hey, he's smiling. I think he's starting to recognize what's going on now.
Well, I'm feeling. Am I?
You live. Black just said JD floating. Does JD know he's on? Are you with us? Now he's
Am
on.
I
muted,
Zoom
bro.
or
You're muted.
Discord?
No. Come through in the Zoom. Come through in the Zoom, not the Discord. Come through in the Zoom.
Am I Zoom or Discord?
Discord. Come through on the Zoom. Don't.
All right, so
You're
we're
on the
good to
Zoom.
go.
You're on
You
the-
hear me?
Yeah, you good. You good. Good.
All right, do y'all hear me or what? Y'all gotta stop
Yes,
laughing.
we
and
can
tell me
hear
if y'all
you.
hear me.
Yes, bro. We are waiting for your thoughts, bro. You're live.
I mean, I said that like 5 minutes ago. So am I on a huge delay?
No, you're not on a delay at all. We're just waiting for.
You're not on a delay. You just delayed. Yo, come with it, man. Let's go.
I said that like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, we ready, man. Oh man, let's go.
All right.
No, some showing.
I think I'm on a crazy delay.
He's on a crazy. He is. He's
Yeah,
on a
now he
crazy,
is. Okay, yeah,
he's
he
on a
is.
crazy.
Never mind.
All right.
Never mind.
All right, so JD, just go ahead with your thoughts. We're not gonna have a conversation. Just give us your quick, rapid fire thoughts on the game, and then we're gonna get some calls. And go ahead, and then we'll figure out the audio sync.
I'm just gonna talk because I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, he's on a crazy delay. I don't. What is he listening through YouTube? What's going on here?
All right, bet. All right. All right, bet. So, like I mentioned, they lost because of 4 reasons, and it was Jalen Brunson, Randall, Mitchell Robinson's matchup. He lost the matchup. It was key. That was key number 3. And the thing is, I'm hearing the echo as I speak. So I'm hearing what I said a while ago. I'm hearing it now.
Okay. All right.
So the Mitchell Robinson matchup, it was key number 3. And I had, and I'm trying to talk as I'm hearing myself, which is crazy. Anyways, the positive spin on this is I don't remember the last time that Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle went to 11 for 43. That's 25%. And so, and they still were in a 4-point game. So how many games are you going to win this season when your 2 best players are playing that way? Right? Like it's not going to be many games. And yet they were in a 4-point game. The other positive is your young core players between Grimes, Quickly, and RJ played relatively well, obviously, especially Quickly. And in order for this team to elevate and reach that ceiling or that potential, you're going to need those 3 players to play well. Like you're going to have to use those young players, whether it's in a move later in the season or if the team stays intact like they were tonight, for them to reach their ceiling. I'm going to go like this. So tough loss, but it's game 1. And we have to give Jalen Brunson a little bit more respect. I'm hearing a lot of, the league has figured him out and the defense and this and that and the fourth. However, do we know that Jason Tatum a few seasons ago had a game like this versus Knicks? Remember where he went 8 for 22 or something like that, and everyone was saying that RJ Barrett's an elite defender, and a lot of people saying, hold your horses. Jason Tatum just had an off night. If you look at the plays tonight, Jalen Brunson to me also had an off night.
Yeah,
he was getting a lot of shots that he's gonna get. I don't think anybody has figured him out or anything like that. I understand Drew Holiday is the matchup, but it's not like Drew Holiday was guarding him every possession. That's another thing people are saying. Well, Drew Holiday locked him up. Well, Drew Holiday was guarding Julius Randle a lot of the night as well. So Jalen Brunson just missed shots that he normally gets. And so it's hard to evaluate the team, when your 2 best players have an off night and yet you lose by 4 points.
Right.
So I'm going to look at the positives, but if you want an overreaction, a night like tonight is why, people, you hear the Karl Anthony Towns rumors, you hear some of these other rumors, is because
He's going there tonight.
Julius
Now.
Randle can't come with it, man. You may have to look at something else to space this team and get this team to the next level. So those are my thoughts. Celtics hit 6 threes in the first quarter. They only hit 6 for the rest of the game, 6 for 25.
Yep.
After that. So
Julius Hive, he's talking about your guy.
Let's get ready for the next game. It's game 1. Everybody's wilding.
Yep.
Let's, that's what it is. And I'm still hearing myself. It's pretty crazy.
Yes. Let's get JD's audio sorted because we really can't have a conversation with him. Well, we got his thoughts. Let's go to the phones, man. 870. What's your name? Where you calling in from? Let's go.
CP, man, you know it's Truth, man, calling in. What's up, bro?
Yo, Truth, we got to get your Discord sorted out, man. For some reason, like, you got, like, double mutes going on.
Oh, here you go, CP. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying. That's what people are going to say. That's all.
Man, what up, JD, man? What up, Al, man? How y'all feeling, man?
Cool.
What up?
Cool, man. How you feeling tonight, Truth? What'd you think about the game tonight, brother?
We missed 5 too many free throws, man. For real, we missed 5 too many.
Yeah.
For real. Julius should have never re-entered that game in the fourth. Those should have been Josh Hart's minutes. And then IQ get the game ball. RJ did what he had to do. They was holding out on Mitch. I like DiVincenzo, but he had to score even though I like the intensity.
Yeah.
I
thought Dante was rushing his shots a little bit. I thought he was a little nervous, man. I thought he was a little shook in the atmosphere, to be honest.
Man, for sure that, bro. But Grimes was there on all game on both ends. Brunson was the point guard. Like, he did what he had to do also. Iheart was there. And I'm concluding this Kyle was saying that I love Julius Randle as a player and as a person, but not as a Knick. It's over.
Ooh.
It's over.
Whoa. True,
yeah,
from
man.
Arkansas.
Hey, look. Just check it out. Look it out, man. He was playing half ASS all game, bro. He was not playing defense at all. Like, he was jogging, walking up the court. Like, that's not a star player, bro. That's not a star player, bro.
Truth.
And that's it, man. That's all I got, man.
All right. There it is. Daniel, let's go back to the 2 box for me and Al. Let's go back to the 2 box. We lost JD's connection. True from Arkansas already, man. Good to hear from you this season, man, to kick it off, man. Let's talk
already, man. Yeah, you know I'll be back, bro. You know what's up, bro.
Absolutely. True from Arkansas on the check-in. Boy, oh boy, the Randall detractors are coming out heavy tonight.
Heavy.
Can't blame me, Al. Can't blame me. I didn't say anything. I just said he didn't have a good game, But
I mean, JD took out the wooden spoon and he stirred that pot, man.
Quickly. No pun intended. Shout out to IQ. He had a great game. Shout out to Bomani UFG, a Canadian super chat. As Julius needs to ditch the Skechers and put back on the Kobe's. Knicks will get some back in Boston. Let's go Knicks, KFTV. It's the first game of the season, man. It's the first game of the season. Del Will, $10 super chat from Del Will. Since instead of an illegal closeout technical on Tatum, they called a flop on Brunson for landing on Tatum's foot. Make it make sense. It didn't make sense. a lot of the calls tonight did not make sense at all, man. So, it's just frustrating. It's frustrating, man. Okay, who else we got here? Let's go back to the super chat. Shout out to Blood of the Panther. His man Obi's out in Indiana. Did Indiana play tonight? How did Obi look?
Let's see. Let me pull up the NBA.com. That's a good question. Let's see how Obi
scored 143 points.
Who did? Indiana scored 143?
Oh, yeah. Indiana had 143. They won 143 to 120.
Whoa. What their new starting four? How much did he drop tonight?
He dropped 11.
Oh, okay. All right.
And he got his Thibodeau minutes, 19 minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait a minute. No. Wait, no way. He started at the 4. He got 19 minutes.
He got 19 minutes.
Starting at the 4?
Yep.
Interesting. And Carlisle said him and his agent were itching to get to Indy. Well, that might have been the only place to where he had an opportunity to start.
And Walker only got 5 minutes tonight, by the way. So it wasn't like Jarris Walker came in playing bulk of the minutes either.
Wow, interesting. So who got the bulk of the minutes at the 4 for the Pacers?
Let's see. Could have been Aaron Naismith.
Probably. And he had a good preseason.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know, maybe did they get out to a big enough run where they didn't need Obi to play that many
Well,
minutes?
maybe, yeah, because they ended up winning by 23. So maybe that's
so they were probably up by like 30. Who they play? Who'd they play?
they play the Wizards.
Well, okay, there you go.
I mean, I'm just glad I'm back in current events. I'm back into the time.
You were back in October 25th, 2023 at 11:44 p.m.
I couldn't even speak there. I couldn't even collect my thoughts.
Bro,
trying to talk, and then it's wild.
It was crazy.
Yo, that delay was hilarious. You're like, oh, there CP goes after like 2-3 minutes have gone by.
Yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, maybe it was an easy night for Obi, and he was able to coast. So yeah, but I'm gonna be watching them Pacers quite intently.
I mean, Halliburton only played 26 minutes tonight too, so it wasn't like.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Alan, JD, I want to shout out our loyal franchise channel supporters, man. Shout out to our channel members. We got Eric Drumpf in here. We got JB Wyman, Liggy. Shout out to Liggy. Bomani UFG. Gotcha Open was with us. He came through to MSG with us, with our group. Shout out to everybody that came through in the group. Della Music 50, we got him. Shout out to Gamba. She sent out 5 gifted franchise channel memberships. So Gamma is getting into his Chris Kringle bag. Shout out to Michael Benvides. Shout out to Michael, man. He says, salute CP, salute Alex. CP, my guy Triple M told me the backboard's still complaining about the abuse you put it through. Yo. Shout out to Triple M. Now, Triple M claims he made his free throw. Nobody has the footage. Nobody saw it. Triple M claims he's got it. I didn't get it. I didn't see it. Listen, man. I was just there trying to test the theory. I wanted to understand what was going on with the Knicks. The Knicks shot 50% from the free throw line. I wanted to understand why. So I went out there to test. I think the rims needed to be calibrated. I think the rims need to be. Yeah,
I mean, you think your vision needs to be recalibrated.
Yeah, listen, if they shot 50% from 3 and I was on the mark, it's the rim.
Maybe you need your spectacles again, man. Maybe you need to put on the glasses.
I do think I need the glasses, man. I do think I need the glasses. Every time I turn my head, man, I'm seeing double, triple vision. So I do think I need to, break the glasses back out.
Are you sure it's not what you're drinking?
Could be what I'm drinking. It is tasty. I'm not going to say what it is because they haven't sponsored the show yet, but it is fantastic. Let me tell you, it is fantastic.
You fit right in with the team. Can't hit free throws in big moments.
That's it. That's correct. that is correct, man. Yeah, it was unfortunate. The crowd was great. Garden was great. We had our usual guests. Shout out to my guy Jake Asman. So, they do this thing at each intermission. They show you who's here, who's at the Garden, whatever. So they're going through all the dignitaries and Aaron Judge and Volpe's in the building, and of course Starks and boom, boom, boom. So then they get into the Jets, and it's Sauce Gardner. It's another Jet. I forgot who it was. And in between them is our guy, Jake Asman, fellow Jets fan and Jets content creator. Jake Asman was up in the suite with Sauce Gardner and another Jet chopping it up. So Jake Asman got himself on the Jumbotron as well, man. So shout out to my guy, Jake. He had a great show today. We talked about Knicks futures. We talked about from the betting perspective. Shout out to our guys at Bet US. Jake Asman and Coach James Young had a good show today. But shout out to Jake Asman.
Yeah, he was there with Garrett Wilson and Jordan Whitehead.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. Jordan Whitehead. All right, let's go to the phones. 913. What's your name? Where you calling in from?
What's good? Yeah, it's a Kansas City number. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's your name? Where you calling in from?
Ray, I'm originally from Queens.
Ray from Queens. You out there in Kansas City?
Nah. I'm out in the Bay right now. I met you at the
Wait a
little
second.
pregame thing, CP.
All right, so you from Queens. You from Queens. You got a Kansas City number, but you out in the Bay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
No further questions. No further
I'm
questions.
just messing
Just
with
do
you,
what
B.
you're doing. Just do what you're
My
doing.
mom lives out in KC, and
No,
I've just been kind of all over the
explanation
place.
needed. No explanation needed, brother. Just go ahead. Just go ahead.
No, I'm messing with you, but I met you out in the Bay at the pregame spot. Me and my lovely wife met you, and I bought you a couple rounds.
Absolutely. Salute,
My man be sipping on that. My man be sipping on that fine 12-year Scotch. I ain't gonna shout him out though until they sponsor Knicks fan
No,
TV.
no names. No names. Just know it is 12-year.
No
age.
names.
Yes.
No names.
No names.
No names.
Yes.
But my man be sipping that good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. First time calling though. Yeah, man. New season, same look Knicks, but just to shorten it up, I was a Madden Porzingis fan. I was sad we traded him, regardless of health and whatnot. So it sucks seeing him in the garbage Boston uniform.
It does, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I definitely miss KP not being a Knick. I'm not gonna lie. Trade never sat well with me.
We could.
And look,
we couldn't trust the process because of his health. I get that.
Yeah, and I like the dynamic that he adds to the Celtics. You know, just not like, not as just as a Knicks fan, but just as a basketball fan. I like that dynamic that he brings to that team. So we'll see how it works if he stays healthy. He'll add.
But I got a question for JB. JD, you did an amazing job in the play-by-play, brother.
Appreciate that.
But also, I got a question. What you think happened with Brunson? You think he got that FIBA fatigue?
No, I don't think it's necessarily that. Because you look at Randall. Randall had the same night, and he didn't have any FIBA. And Jalen Brunson, they managed his minutes well in preseason as well. It's just an off night. Like I said, if you look at the film, he had good shots. He had a lot of floaters too in the paint. Like, he was getting to spots. Yeah. What ends up happening is, as the game goes along and you continue to struggle, then in the second half, you started to see more of the long shots from three. That's when it starts to get mental. And now you're trying to overdo it and you shoot yourself back into the game. And he was unable to do that. But I think he'll play well on Friday.
Listen, man, we got to give credit to where credit is due. When you have, this is the best backcourt in the league, defensive backcourt in the league, in Drew Holiday and Derek White. You got those guys hounding you all night. Listen, this is going to be a tough night. It's the first game of the season. He didn't play much in the preseason, not really in a rhythm. And then you got these two guys chasing you all over the court. It's gonna be a tough night. Not a long, It's gonna be a tough night. So for Brunson, I just felt like the floaters were short. Some of the shots were short, especially early in the game. Just didn't have it. Just didn't have it tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I was proud of my boys digging out of that hole out of that first quarter. You know what I'm saying? When Boston started off hot, we dug ourselves out of the hole and made it a competition at the end.
Yeah.
But man, the freaking free throws, that's what got us.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't matter, man. KP dropping 30.
Yeah.
Tatum dropping whatever. We slowed Brown down. It was just
KP got revenge, bro.
It's not the Boston didn't win. We lost. We defeated ourselves.
That's it, man. Good to hear from you, man. Good to hear from you.
Appreciate it.
All right. Appreciate it. I had to let him go, man. He's all over the map. He's from Queens. I'm in Queens. I'm in San Francisco. I got Kansas City number. He was a little suspect. I don't remember him from the watch party in San Francisco, to be honest with you. I don't remember. He said
he the feds?
He might be. That's why I had to let him go early. I don't know what that was about. People in the chat said he might have been an agent. I don't know. That's just what they're saying. You know what I'm saying?
The one thing I'll say about tonight's game is that they kept mentioning on Breen kept mentioning on the broadcast. It's like, this is the best. This is the best debut in Celtics history for a player, and that was for KP. And I was like, you gotta keep saying that, man. Like, come on, I don't need to hear that.
Who cares? Who cares? But look, he was on the national broadcast. What did you think about the national broadcast with Breen, Rivers, and Doris? Because
they give way too much credit to the Celtics. Like, Celtics are great. Essentially, they were going like, Celtics are great, but don't sleep on the. It's like not even necessarily sleep on the Knicks, but it was like the Knicks are good, but the Celtics are great, and just like they overdid it for me, man. It was like too much Celtics love, not enough Knicks love. I'm like, it didn't feel well balanced. That's it. It didn't feel well balanced to me.
Okay.
Let me ask you guys a quick question.
Yeah.
You know, the Celtics got all this hype after those moves, right? And I mean, listen, everybody's going to overreact. No matter if you say don't overreact, people are still doing it. It's just the nature of the beast, right? That's the only information we have is tonight. But after tonight, even with the 30 points from Porzingis and Tatum's game, did the Celtics look for all this stuff about them and the Bucks being the top of the class of the East? Did they look out there that much better than the Knicks? Like, did they look to you like there's a considerable gap between them and the Knicks from tonight's game?
Not at all.
But I also don't think you got their A game either. You know, you had a good game from Tatum and Porzingis.
What was left to get their A game?
Their 3-point shooting, and Jaylen Brown turning up. You know, you look at their 3-point shooting; they went 12 of 39 from the field. When they're on, and when they're on, they're tough to beat. You know, Hauser went 0 for 4. Horford was decent from 3. He had 0 for 3 from Pritchard, 1 for 3 for White, 1 for 5 for Holiday, 3 for 8 for Tatum, 0 for 4 for Brown. You know, if they're knocking down their threes at a prolific clip, they're gonna be tough to beat.
All right, so
if Brown starts turning up the high money man, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a little bit tougher.
Going into that conversation, the way I look at it is, even if you gave them more threes, you give the Knicks those free throws, say if they were, and Randall and Brunson play better. Like, yeah, Brown didn't turn up, but Brown only took 11 shots. Sometimes what happens also is when you have a quote unquote big 3 or big 4 now with Holiday, you know, Holiday's taking now 10 shots tonight and 15 from Porzingis plus the 22 from Tatum. Like, Marcus Smart is not taking those shots last year. He's not taking 15 shots. So sometimes, like even when you look at the Miami Heat, right, when they had Bosh had to take those, you know, 10, 11 shots some nights because it's just not enough shots in a game. So I think you got a good sense of, you know, like, for example, the next game, it might be Porzingis, because I don't think Porzingis is scoring 30 points a game. So you might see a more balanced approach. I think you just saw more tonight of what the Celtics could be realistically. We didn't see that from the Knicks just because Brunson's not going 6 for 21 every game. And at least in the regular season, Julius Randle has not proven that he's going to be going 5 for 22. So I just think that it's just a lot to be seen yet. I don't trust the Celtics myself, CP. The way they got just destroyed in the playoffs from a physicality standpoint, from them just shrinking in the moment, I don't know that adding a finesse player in Porzingis and just losing Grant Williams, Robert Williams, and Marcus Smart, role players, but a lot of toughness, a lot of grittiness, a lot of soul.
A lot of grit in the front line for sure.
That you're going to lose. And you saw even in spurts there, the physicality did bother them. They got under KP's skin there a little bit. You know, the physicality bothered them. I think there's a blueprint to beat this team. Now, I don't know if the Knicks have enough, but I think there is a blueprint for a Miami Heat or a Milwaukee Bucks or someone else. There's a blueprint to beat the Celtics. I don't think they're that much better than what people want to make them out to be. It's my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. That's certainly fair. I thought another stat that really spoke to me was points in the paint. Knicks almost got doubled up there. 42-24. They lost the points in the paint battle to the Celtics. I mean, this is a Knicks team that I think last year they were definitely top 10 in points in the paint.
Oh,
maybe
for sure.
the best.
Yeah.
In terms of points in the paint. 24 tonight. So that just goes to show you that, you know, the Knicks did not play their best game. Nevertheless, they had a lead. They had a chance to win this game with 3 minutes left, and they just couldn't close. They could not close.
Well, I said this at the beginning of the show, guys. Like, when you're the Knicks who love to attack in the paint, for opponents, it's just easy to say, hey, let's just pack the paint because this is not a great 3-point shooting team, and let's have them beat us by knocking down threes. And tonight, like, when you don't have Brunson and Randall knocking down their mid-range shots, it's going to be that much tougher. And that's mostly the case, is that they packed the paint. You saw Mitch could even get his putbacks because he had 3 bodies on him. They couldn't space the floor enough for him to even, like, when he got a rebound, it's like, oh, Mitch is getting a rebound, swarm him. You see Brunson and Randall couldn't finish their mid-range shots. They couldn't space the floor enough for him to even, like, when he got a rebound, it's like, oh, Mitch is getting a rebound, swarm him. You see Brunson and Randall couldn't finish their mid-range shots. That's why the Celtics were able to win. But if I'm any opposing team, I'm just trying to stop and clog the paint against the New York Knicks and force them to shoot threes on a nightly basis.
And another thing, what you saw in this game, especially early in the first half, was that, number one, they were barely even guarding Julius Randle at the 3-point line. And Josh Hart, they were selling out off of Josh Hart to double into the paint. And I thought that made it tough for the Knicks as well, man. So it's something to look out for. But they were early possessions when you had like Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, Jordan, Julius. They weren't even paying attention to him as he was standing there on the 3-point line.
Bro,
they were looking at front.
Mazzulla played tonight's game like it was the playoffs. The way he utilized some of these matchups. I mean, I thought it was interesting. Game 1 of 82, he has Holiday guarding Julius Randle, and they put Jaylen Brown on Brunson to start the game.
Right, but for Mazzulla to be, again, Holiday, great defender, right? And Stocky, he can punch above his weight, but what does that say about Julius? If the opposing coach is so comfortable to put his point guard on our all-star power forward and be comfortable with that matchup and win it.
You know why? Because of this. The key, and this goes into the whole Brunson thing. Now, this is where the Brunson thing is going to be interesting going into year 2 here, and people saying, people are going to get creative on how to stop him. Is you got to bait Randle into thinking more of the game. And that is the issue there. And what happens is you see a 6'4" guard guarding you, your immediate reaction as a 20-10 guy in this league is give me the ball and let me take care of this matchup. But the Celtics are thinking, unless you get the ball in the paint, if you're going to operate your offense from the key or the 3-point line, we're going to take that matchup with Holiday because you're going to dribble enough where now we're going to beat the shot clock to 12 seconds. And the Knicks, once they get around that, 12, 10 seconds in the shot clock, they start to unravel in their offense because they go into isolation. And that is the game plan against the Knicks is let's get Randle to think more because that is thought to be his weakness in terms of him having low awareness and not figuring out what's the correct play when the shot clock. How many times do you see that happen tonight where they baited him into a bad shot? And all you have to do, and that's a dynamic, this is where this matchup could be a problem in the future for the Knicks is you put Holiday on Randle, and all you have to do, just like what happened tonight, is Randle tried to go into the paint and play physical a few times, and all it took is for Porzingis to have 1 or 2 blocks, and he was scared to go back down.
Gone.
That's it. Once they saw Porzingis get a block on RJ, Porzingis get a block on Randle, what did you see? Nobody wanted to go down there anymore.
Yeah.
Advantage Celtics.
Great points.
And you played right into their hand, man. You started seeing step back threes and stuff like that in the third quarter. You're like, why are we doing this? Like, why are we passing up even open guys who are up there on the perimeter with you for step back shots when you didn't need to do that? There were some threes. I'm like, why? Just make it make sense.
I mean, all of his shot attempts, Julius hit 1 within 3 feet of the basket of all of his shot attempts tonight, and he missed a ton within the 3 to 10 feet in the restricted area. He missed a ton. But yeah, you hit the nail on the head. I thought that was a great point. It was a great point. But look, it's one game. Again, we're not going to get too high, not going to get too low. There's just one game. Shout out to Payback NYC $5 super chat says we paying dudes hundreds of M's and they still can't hit free throws. Yeah, that is true, sir. Absolutely true. All right, let's get to the closer of the night. This guy, man, he was really when the commercial came out, man, he was a star. My New York Nico hit me up. He said, I need Cody Glock. I need Cody Glock in this commercial, man. And I said, bro, I don't know what he looks like. I don't know where he lives. I got to go into the Discord. So I flashed the torch. I went into the Discord, went into the crevices of the Discord, found Cody Glock, and got him out for this commercial, man. He was a star of the commercial, and here he is closing the show tonight. Cody Glock, take us home, man. Let's go. On the Discord, let's go. We're ready.
Hey, what up, guys? Y'all can hear me?
Loud and clear, man. Loud and clear, man.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all guys for putting me on to that commercial, bro.
Yeah.
Solid. Shout out to KnicksFanTV. Shout out Nico, man. You know, I'm in my indoor voice right now.
Yeah.
The baby sleeping and all that.
Okay.
Yo,
right.
man. Shout out Manscaped, man. Shout out Manscaped. I average 0 turnovers because of Manscaped.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm gonna get down to it, man. Yo, man. Let me tell you something about little Mitchie, man. Because you see Mitchie,
Yeah, let's
that's
talk
how
about
we
it.
was playing. He still ain't no snitchy. You see Mitchie, let me tell you something about little Mitchie Nito. He ain't no snitchy Nito, but tonight was bad, bro.
And for you to say
Tonight,
that, I mean, this is different from you, bro. I think that in the 2 years that you've been rocking with us, this is the first time that you called out your guy, man. Talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Nah, you see the thing with Mitch, man, like what his game is, he imposes his will, you know, like Steven Adams is out for the whole year. He's going to be the #1 offensive rebounding leader, I think, for this year, Mitchell Robinson. He got the gumption. He got the gumption. But tonight, where he was supposed to impose his will against a Boston Celtics team that can get imposed on, he didn't fit the bill, man. And that was big. That was big for us. He could have been big for us, bro. And he messed up a couple parlays, but it is what it is on that point. It is what it is on that point. And let me before I say anything else too, yo, Kristaps, shout out Kristaps, man. You gotta call a spade, man. Kristaps is showing us we got Julius Randle. And this is what Randle is doing for us. And Kristaps, he would never hesitate on no 3 like Randle was tonight. Ever, bro. But that's either here or there. Kristaps is he with the ops now, man. He with Boston. We don't associate with no jam Boston. So I'm sorry, Alex. I know you know you the situation.
All right, relax.
You know, but Boston ain't it. But, yo, look.
Good God.
So Brunson, all those missed free throws, man. I know it's once in the blue moon, but we don't need that, man. Come on, bro. Like, yeah, I know you've been playing FIBA, bro. You missing your middies. You missing stuff you usually make. I'm not mad at that. But the free throws, come on, man. You looking like CP out there, man. Come on, Triple M, you did not make that free throw, please. All right, look, man.
So you confirm Triple M did not make that free throw.
Yeah, please, Triple M. You did not make that free throw. Don't ever do that to yourself again, please.
TM, clip this. We got to put it on Twitter and air out Triple M. He did not make his free throw tonight.
Oh, nah, he didn't. Please. Yeah. So in conclusion, right? Yeah. So iHeart, you know, he gave us some grit. I give him his respect, but shout out the Lil Thuns, man. IQ, he playing for him. He played for his increment.
How about RJ? RJ
this year, he playing for his increment,
man. RJ was your heart. RJ had a good game tonight, man.
Yo, RJ, I always pull through for you, baby.
Yeah,
like my life's charm, man. Was born, huh?
Yeah,
he did his numbers. He did his mathematical numbers, knowledge. You hear me? He did his numbers. And salute to RJ, man. If today shows the scenario, if it's an MB trade, RJ's not included in that. Get Randall out of here, man. What the hell is this, man? Bro, I don't want to take up too much of the time. The Knicks could have had this game. When they lost this game, your wife ever just talked to you after the Knicks lost, and she's asking all these questions about like stuff that like, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk. The Knicks lost. You asking these meticulous questions about the Knicks, and it's not the time for that. You feel me? Yo, shout out Nikki Pipes, man. Yeah. Shout out Alex, man. Shout out Chuck D, man.
Yeah.
Yo, man. Shout out CP3, those, man.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
It is what it is. First game. It is what it is, man. Yeah. I'm out, ma. You already know, ma.
Cody Glock.
Oh, ma.
Good to hear from you, man. Good to hear from you. Yeah. Fellas, I felt like that was the new Cody Glock, man. Oh, my God. There it goes. They put me on the Jumbotron.
Oh, that's great.
Oh my God.
The poor backboard almost broke.
Reminded me of Shaq. Shaq
Bro,
broke
what do you want me to do,
backboard.
man? I got the 3/4 security.
Hold up.
Hurry
Hold
up,
up.
man. We gotta go.
Oh
We
my
gotta go.
God.
Wait,
The
bro, I'm trying to
excuses, the
focus.
excuses,
I'm
the
trying to focus.
excuses.
Bro, and
I'm trying
here's
to
the other
entertain my people on the live.
Bro.
Trying to make sure
Hold
my
on.
form is proper.
And there was one time he shot a free throw. I think he had his book bag on. So he was like,
Yeah.
I got the book bag.
Exactly.
I don't have, but tonight you got the official tissue KFTV, which
I did.
You got the exclusive.
Yeah. I did. And yours is coming. I know, JD. Yours is coming.
You gave me tight.
I have the official tissue joint on. You know what I'm saying? Yours is
Wait a
coming.
minute, JD gets one. Where's mine?
Yours is coming too. I only got 2 hands and 2 eyes and 2 ears. Look, I'm working on it. Your suits are coming, and then the people's suits are coming. We're working on it. I had to get through this week. So it's a hectic week with everything going on, open night and everything. We got NBA report jumping back off. We ready to go. Underdog was cracking. I heard the Underdog stream was great. Shout out to BetUS. Shout out to Manscaped. Shout out to CP.
Bro, Underdog treated me good tonight.
Oh, man.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you see your DM. I sent you the snapshot. And we made the picks live.
Still catching up. I'm still catching up. How'd you do tonight?
I played $10 and I got 200. Perfect night.
There it is.
Underdog hooked me up. And we talked about it too, man.
Yeah.
Peyton Pritchard, I took him lower.
Wow.
4 field goal attempts.
Okay.
And the line for him was 6.5 field goal attempts. I took him lower than that.
Mm-hmm.
And he only took 4 shots. CP, this was a lock. How can anybody? He was at 5.5 for 3-point attempts. And this is what I love about Underdog that was different from previous.
Yeah.
Is like there's more like attempts. And that's key because there's some locks in those areas. So those of you that get on with the program, do your homework because he was at 5.5. I said that's the high, and he took 9 3-point attempts tonight.
Wow.
Josh Hart 5.5 rebounds, took the higher. He has 6 rebounds.
Yeah,
and the risky one was RJ at 1.5 threes, but he's hit the higher against the Celtics almost every time, and he had 2 threes made tonight. And then I took a special with Josh Allen, 0.5 total yards, and he's going to have more than 1 yard tomorrow. So after tomorrow, $10, I'm going to win 200 on that.
There you go.
Those picks. So shout out to Underdog sponsoring KFTV play-by-play.
Absolutely, man. Great job as usual, man, and great job, Al. And look, we'll be back at this on Friday, man. We'll be back at this on Friday. Knicks versus the Hawks. Friday night Knicks. Do it just to get there. For those of you in the New York City area, we are back at the Dean. The watch party is at the Dean, 39th and 7th. The new watch party headquarters for KFTV. Make sure you guys tap into that. Go to KFTVWatch.com to RSVP, or you can go on Eventbrite. It's also on there. JD, Alex, great job today. Great job to the team. Shout out to Gamba. Shout out to Tyler. Shout out to Daniel. Shout out to Jared. Shout out to Jalen. The whole team. Shout out to CK2K. He was rocking with us. We had a great time. It was a tough loss, but it's only the first game of the season, of a long season. And shout out to everybody rocking with us, man. KFTV Post Game Live. Got 1,000 people in here. Let's get those likes up. Let's get up to 1,000 likes. First and foremost, if you guys are new in the chat, welcome to the #1 show for the fans by the fans. Remember that this show is available in audio podcast format. And look, we'll see you guys on Friday. Knicks versus Hawks. We down in the A, and it's time to get back on the winning side of things, man. Any final thoughts, Al? Any final thoughts, JD? You guys?
Final
long season.
Yeah,
long season. I mean, final thoughts for me. We play the Hawks Friday. They lost tonight to the Hornets, 116-110. I think they're a fraudulent team this season. I think the Hawks are on the brink of having to make some tough decisions if they don't have a good season this year, because a lot of that core, may have there from Landry Field. So let's get back on track. And Victor Wembanyama with Greg Popovich. He does what Greg Popovich does. 23 minutes tonight. Come on, Pop. What are you doing?
It's a long season.
Everybody's getting 30
first 10
plus
games
on that starter lineup. He gets 23. Come on.
Yeah, man. So listen, clearly we are back on regular season vibes right now with over 1,000 people in the chat. Listen, man, we appreciate you guys. We appreciate all the support. Whether you're at the watch party, whether you're with us at MSG, or whether you're with us at home, if you're with JD on the play-by-play, if you're with us on the post-game live, we appreciate you guys. Welcome to another great season. Win, lose, or draw, we're going to give you guys a great show. As you see, we have a great panel. We have a great team. We have JD, we got Alex, we got Jake, we got CK, we got Jeff, we got all these guys, man. KnicksFanTV, it's expanding. We are scaling up, and we are only going to continue to bring you guys great content. Number one show for the fans, by the fans. Number one podcast for the fans, by the fans. We'll see you guys on Friday. Remember that the show's available in audio podcast format as well, so you can catch it in podcast format. If you can't catch it on video, shout out to the replay gang. We'll see you guys on Friday, man. Knicks versus Hawks. We out of here, man. Peace. Oh, man. That was terrible. That was terrible.
Good Lord, man.